Good evening and welcome to Talking Songs with me, Roland Jones. Hope you're all well. We actually had a bit of sunshine today. Yeah? Not much, but anyway. But we can but hope for a bit more coming up shortly. So today I've got with me Chloe Jones, no relation. And she's going to be talking to us in a bit and playing some songs for us. And in the meantime, I shall just play a quick tune just to get myself in the mood, if that's all right. This is called I Knew in That Moment. Sometimes I think too much, I look too hard and I dig too deep. Can't get you out of my mind, can't get no peace. I know I cannot forget you, though many years have passed. I can still see your smile, I can still hear that laugh. And I knew in that moment, I knew that's all it could ever be. And I knew in that moment that the world was only you and me. I hate to let you go because I knew it wasn't right. I let you walk out that door, didn't even put up a fight. Sad that it happened. Either way, it was never meant to be. I thought I'd won the big prize that night, but in the end the loser was me. And I knew in that moment, I knew that's all it could ever be. And I knew in that moment that the world was only you and me. 10, 20 years later, the memory still lingers on. How can something that felt so right be possibly been looked at as being so wrong? And I knew in that moment, and I knew that's all it could ever be. And I knew in that moment that the world was only you and me. Yes, and I knew in that moment, I knew that's all it could ever be. And I knew in that moment that the world was only you and me. Feel better after that. So here we are, Ms. Chloe Jones. How are you doing, Chloe?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Just glad to be playing, playing and chatting.
Yeah.
Gets kind of lonely out here at the moment, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's nice to be doing a few songs, but having someone to talk to about them as well.
Yes.
Instead of just my own thoughts.
Do you ever co-write with anybody?
Not. I've done it once or twice, but I haven't. I don't do it a lot, but I would like to. I think it's one of those things that it's a bit. I'm not fully into it, but I need to. If I do it a bit, then I think I'll be. I'll enjoy it, but I kind of need to really just go for it, really. And I'd like to, but it's not.
I think it's also a big thing about trust as well.
Yeah.
You know, that you have to be sure about the person that you're working with is going to put as much into it as you do.
Yeah,
I remember years and years ago trying to do some co-writing with somebody, and it put me off because I didn't do anything again with anybody else for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And what happened was that I realised that everything I was playing, this guy was just memorising it. You know, he kind of stared at what I was playing, and I could see it was, oh, that's nice, I like that. But there was no sort of, you know, and to be honest, I wasn't doing much writing at that time anyway, so that put me off for a while. I mean, the only person I have done it with is Liam McClare.
Yeah, I've always said, me and Liam have always said we'd write together, but we've not done it yet.
Yeah, he's meant to be on the show with me last week actually, but he's not been so good.
Oh,
but
yeah. Oh, no.
But yeah, that was a good fun thing to do.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm very self-critical, so I know that when I have tried to write with people, I'm very much like I'll have an idea, but I'm like, oh no, they're not going to like that. You know, that's going to be rubbish. So that's my problem. But that's this, like you said, you've got to know to trust, be able to trust someone, and in that sense as well, be able to trust that they're gonna, you know, either like what you're doing or be honest and say, oh, that's not very good, you have to be able to take that, I guess, as well. I think you've got to have a good relationship with someone to be able to do it. I think a lot of people are kind of scared of it for all sorts of different reasons. Yeah.
So anyway, you were telling me before you've been working on a new album.
I have, yeah. I've been working on it for a long while. As anyone who does follow my music closely, they'll know that it's been ongoing for a long time, just cause, for many reasons. But I say this all the time, but it's getting there. But it is, and I'm in the studio in a couple of weeks to finish off what I've been working on over these past, it's been years. And hopefully this is the last leg now, and I can get it together. Cause it's been through a process of, you know, it's something that I want to be happy with, and it's just been getting it to the point where I am happy with how it is and how it's put together. So have you
done any recording before? Have you done any albums before?
I have. I've got an EP. Well, I did an album when I very first started kind of performing. I think I won some studio time at a very small studio and just did an album of my songs at the time. But it was, you know, it's when I was young and I didn't know anything about, you know, kind of self-promoting or, you know, marketing and stuff like that. And it was just, so I just did a CD for family and friends, really, and for anyone who did come to my gigs. It never went online, other than, you know, maybe I think a few tracks are on SoundCloud. But then in 2016 though, I released an EP, Meet You There, and I put that, you know, on all the like streaming platforms, and but that was 2016, so that was my last release, really. So it has been years in the making, this next one, but I'm hoping, the plan is to get this next one out, and I've kind of already got the plans, you know, to follow that on, so that this time, you know, there's not a big gap in the middle. Yeah. Do
you want to place a tune off it?
Yeah, off the new one.
Whichever.
I will. I'll start off with this one, because this song is, I've got the music video ready to go, and it's in the final stages. So this will probably be the first.
All right.
The first release off the EP, and I'll give you a bit of background, because it is. Am I allowed to swear on this show, Roland?
Well, I never swear at all. No, enjoy yourself.
There's just one swear word in it, but it's quite tame. It's not.
It's all right.
Bad. But I just thought I'd warn. It's not really past the watershed, is it? 20 to 7.
No,
well,
I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah. So this
do you want a cough when we come to it? Is that?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I'll just mumble. This is a song that I like to write a lot of songs about kind of travelling places. That's what inspires me to write. So this song I wrote after I'd been to Guatemala, and I'd been in Guatemala City. Right. And it was scary.
Yeah.
It was very scary, and because we'd not planned on being there, but flights had been changed because of hurricanes and stuff like that. So we ended up having to spend some time in Guatemala City, and it was scary. And this was the first stop on. I was doing like a tour of Central America, so I knew that it's going to be a bit scary in places, just with what people do say about these kind of places. And I just got there, and I thought I'm gonna have to get on a plane and go home.
Were you there on your own?
No, I was with a friend, and then we were joining like kind of a tour. So a group of people that we would be with for the next 3 to 4 weeks. But it was just this first stop. After that, it was amazing. We had the best time. But it was the first initial. What have I done? What have I got myself into? So this is a song, and it's called Damsel, because at that moment in time, I don't like to usually admit it, but I did feel like a damsel in distress. So this is called Damsel.
Brilliant.
Come and calm me down again. Come and hear and hold my hand. I'll play the damsel in distress. I've never seen you mad. It's not a trait you ever seem to have. Could teach me that. I'm locked up in a hotel room in Guatemala City. Thunderstorms and doom and gloom, feeling kinda shitty. On the verge of crying for the fear of nearly dying. And it's you who keeps on trying to keep me sane. And if I could, I'd fly there in a minute. Touchdown where you are, and I hope you just go with it. You told me now 100 times how I should meet your mother. Is that true? Baby, all I wanna see is you. Always messing with my plans. Again, my head is in my hands. If you could see me, you would laugh. You always watching my ways, always catching my displays. No one else will look at me that way. I'm locked up in a hotel room in Guatemala City. Thunderstorms and doom and gloom, feeling kinda shitty. to keep me sane. And if I could, you know, I'd fly there in a minute. Touchdown where you are, and I know you'd just go with it. You told me now 100 times how I should meet your mother, how your sisters might not like me, trying to date their baby brother. But you, all I wanna see is you. All I wanna see is you. Oh, you. I'm locked up in this hotel room in Guatemala City, wishing more than anything you could be here with me, wishing more than anything that I could see you soon. Oh, it's so true, baby, all I wanna see is you. Oh, it's so true, baby, all I wanna see is you.
Lovely.
There you go.
Really nice.
Thank
Really
you very
nice.
much.
Good figure to that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that a lot. So that's on the new album.
that will be, yeah. And like I said, that so
Yeah. How are you recording it? Are you just doing it with guitar and voice, or are you using
No,
like a full band setup?
I'm gonna have other things on there. Probably
Hmm.
a bit of pedal steel. I'll have a bit of pedal steel. Give it that American.
Is that going to be Chris Hillman or Adrian?
Well, I'm not sure. Chris Hillman, he was on my last EP, but James, the guy who's doing my who's producing my next EP, he during lockdown, because we've not been able to get in the studio, so that Damsel is the most far forward song that I've got. You know, it's the most fully formed one. So he's just been finishing it off. So James got someone in, but I can't remember the name. It wasn't anyone that
Well, there's only
before.
three that I know. There's Chris, because
Yeah.
I mean I've done 3 albums with Chris, and he's great.
Yeah, he is.
And then he moved to London and introduced me to a guy called Adrian Gawtrey.
Maybe I'd have to find out.
And the other one is a guy who lives in Liverpool, who's called Roland.
Right.
And is it Roland? His surname is Poley, Poley. I think he's a
Well,
Roland.
there is another one as well, because one of the other.
Oh, there's a guy who
songs-
plays with Izzy Walsh, isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah. Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
Booth, I think his last name.
Yes, yeah.
And because he's on one of my tracks, I'm gonna play in a little bit. What's already recorded of that, he's playing the pedal steel on that one. So he was really good as well. So
It's a lovely
pedal
instrument.
steel. Oh, I love it.
It's just the thing I like about it is that it's, if you're working with another guitarist, it's quite difficult sometimes to get any sort of arrangement that works well between 2 guitars. But the thing with the pedal steel is that it can fill the sound out as if it was a keyboard, but still got that ability to do like really melodic solos and licks and stuff. I just
find it can be like haunting, and it can it can just I just love it, when it floats kind of in the background.
Yeah.
And
I remember on the last one I recorded with Chris a couple of years ago, and he did this solo. It's quite a moody song, and he was playing it in the control room rather than actually in the studio. So we're all in the control, and I was stood behind him, and he finished this solo, and I was so knocked out with it. I kissed him on the top of the head, and I don't know why. I just went, "Oh, Chris, that was lovely." I haven't seen him since. No, I have seen him since actually, but no, he's a beautiful player.
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful. And have you seen that stuff he's been broadcasting from London, where him and a bunch of guys are playing off the rooftops?
Oh no, I've not seen that.
It looks like they live in adjacent houses,
Yeah.
And Chris is on top of like a garage or something together, and then the other guitar plays on the roof of his house.
Oh,
it's,
wow.
it's a sort of 2020 version of the Beatles.
Yeah. I'll have to catch up on that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
Wow.
So is that now the first one's called Damsel? That's going to be. Is there a theme to the album, or is it a collection of songs that are just different, or what?
It's kind of, well, because it is, as I've said, it's it's been in the making for the past 4 years really. So it's kind of, obviously in those 4 years I've written more songs and kind of done a lot more. So I kind of, these are like those older songs that have still not been released that I kind of want to make way for some of the new stuff that I've been doing. But so I think they probably do link in a way, just because they've all been written around this a similar time. I've been through, I've kind of wound like a narrative through them a bit, but I'm always changing my mind of what they mean and what
that's your prerogative, isn't it? They're your songs. You can make whatever you want.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think, and they all go together because of this, and then I'll tell someone else, and they think, I'd never say that, and I think, maybe that's just my vision. Sometimes I have to check with my visions with other people to see if it's not just bizarre.
How do you write? Do you sort of I know, like some people, like Ben Williams, for example, he started off lockdown doing a song every day.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Gee, I mean, that is amazing. But he's the sort of person, put it this way, if anybody else had been doing it, I'd have thought, nah, it won't last. But because it was Ben, I thought he will do it.
Yeah, it'll get to
But I mean, he's a very disciplined writer, I think. What about you? Do you set aside like a day when like Monday every week when you will write, or does it just when it happens?
I don't, because I find, although I love writing songs and I love writing, but I also find it so frustrating that I like to write when I want to write. I don't like to force myself to sit down and write a song, because then I'm just going to put myself in a bad mood.
Yeah. Have you found it over lockdown? Have you found it easy to write or not?
Not really, but because that's, in that sense, because I felt like in lockdown, I felt like, right, I have to write now because I've got this time, so I need to write.
Yeah.
But then I was telling myself, not to do that, because it's not gonna come out with all the songs that I like that I've written. They're all songs that I've been excited about, an idea, or I've had that inspiration to write a song. So I've written a good song. Whereas if I kind of say, right, you need to go and write a song, then I just don't, unless then I hit on something and that inspires me and I've got that buzz then.
But it's not having made the decision, it's when something happens that triggers it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the reason I ask is that I've spoken to a lot of people about this, because one of the things that happened very early on, after we'd been in lockdown for about 5 weeks, there were lots of people, and there were people doing the craziest things. I mean, there was a guy who, in the first month, built a boat in his house.
Oh, wow.
Built a sort of 20-foot boat in his lounge, and I had to take the front door out in order to get it out. And people are writing, their memoirs and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But very soon after that, there was a lot of things on the radio and on in the papers and on Facebook about people feeling this guilt because they hadn't done anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I read several articles about pandemic guilt. They were saying, well, if everybody else is doing it, they kept quoting this thing about Shakespeare wrote some, I think it was King Lear during the plague.
Yeah.
I'm saying, well, yeah, but he was Shakespeare,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he did, let's not. So I don't think it's, because I found it really difficult, because I thought at the beginning, because I'd been saying to Leslie, I wouldn't mind sometime actually going on like a song writing retreat where you spend like 2 or 3 days with a group of people and
Yeah, me too.
you faff around. And I really quite fancied that. So when this started, I said to her, well, actually, you know, this is it. I haven't got anything else to do. Certainly haven't got any gigs to do. So I can just concentrate on that. And for the first couple of weeks, I tried really hard to do it. And I realised that I wasn't, like you just said, I felt I was trying to force myself to do it.
Yeah.
And I think I think what I have done, I've kind of sort of finished off songs that really needed an extra verse, or you know, a couplet that I did think, nah, that's not quite right, and I've sort of polished those up. But I've not actually felt the sort of the buzz of thinking, oh wow, this is it. I love this sequence. I'm going to do something with it. You know, I think it's because it's never ending.
Yeah, I think I've done the same. I've definitely done little bits. I've thought when I have sat down, you know, kind of in the mood to write. I've looked, you know, through my songbook, and I've got so many songs unfinished, and I might have added, you know, another line here and there.
Yeah,
but I've not really, you know, I've not completed any full, you know, like sometimes you can sit down and write a song, you know, in one 1 hour.
2 hours.
Yeah, and I've not really had that kind of thing. And I think it's just because it's either the guilt of not doing enough and then forcing yourself to do too much.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
It is. It's stressful.
And I think the other thing is that the idea of going on a retreat, you think, all right, well, I'm going to go do this. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday I'll be back to my normal week sort of thing. Whereas this, there is no end to it. We still don't know when we're going to be gigging again, you know?
Yeah.
If ever. I don't know.
And I think that was I think at the start of lockdown, because a friend I know who's I'm sometimes singing like a covers band with him, and he said at the start of lockdown he lent me like loads of instruments, like a mandolin and like a lap steel guitar, because he said, well, you know, I've got this time, just, you know, experiment with different things. So I thought, great. And you know, at the start I was like, great, I've got all these new instruments I'm going to play with. And I thought, oh, you know, at the end of lockdown I'm going to have loads of new songs and stuff. But then I think because I thought, at the end of maybe a month I'll have done it, and kind of had that excitement for a little bit, and then you realised, oh, this is not ending.
It's not going to happen.
So you kind of give up on everything then.
Well, that's the reason why I've asked, I think everybody I've spoken to in the last 10 weeks doing this, 10, 12 weeks, I've asked them the same question, and I'm beginning to feel a lot better about myself now, because everybody has said the same as you've said. It's a weird thing.
I think so. There's no right or wrong, is there? But
no.
I think if anyone says that they've been able to, that they've not had any problem with writing or anything, then they're lying.
I won't believe them, certainly. Certainly not.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, do you want to sing us another tune?
I will do, yeah. I will do. I'll do one of my old ones, because well, I was saying about how I'm inspired by travel, and obviously we can't travel at the moment, so that might be affecting my not being able to write either. So this is a song that, because I was talking to you earlier about I usually go to America in the summer. This is my first year in 6 years not spending the summer in America, so that's been weird. But I wouldn't have been going anyway. But either way, I wouldn't have been going because of COVID. So this is a song. It's called "Meet You There," and it's about traveling around America, because we got to kind of worked there and travelled about a bit. So it's about seeing all the different places in America.
Cool.
So I'll play it for you.
Brilliant.
If I ever get to Nashville, I'll buy you some leather boots. If I make it home to Memphis, I'll drink whiskey till I cry, and I'll sing you the blues. If I make it west to San Francisco with flowers in my hair, they might lock me up in Alcatraz, but I'd still meet you there. I bet you'll find me there in Vegas, just in time for me to roll my life away. Or you might find me down in New Orleans, like a voodoo queen, sipping gumbo all day. I wanna lay a while on Venice Beach, with a soft LA breeze in the air. Oh, the waves may come and take me out to sea, but I'd still meet you there. I may be wandering free on an American dream, with a million things to say and do, but in between of every song I sing, every bar that I drink, I'll be thinking of you. Every road that I'll take is just another on the way, and I'm finding my ways to not feel scared, 'cause in every place I'll find some peace of mind, 'cause I'll meet you there. I'll get a deep pen in Chicago, and I'll save you some, I'll leave it in the box. I'll head on east, I'll go to Boston, I see New England again, I'll be cheering for the Sox. I wanna be a part of NYC, take some photos in Times Square, hail a cab there, tell them it's on me, and then I'll meet you there. I may be wandering free on an American dream, with a million things to see and do, but in between of every sight I see and city I leave, I'll still be thinking of you. Every road that I take is just another on the way, and I'm finding my ways to not feel scared, 'cause in every place I find some peace of mind, 'cause I'll meet you there. Sunny days in California, eating seafood when in Maine. I don't know where this journey will end, but I'll see your face again. It's time I head on home to England. I wish I didn't have to go, and I'm not sure when I'll be here again, but I'll be back before you know, 'cause I was wandering free on an American dream, with a million things to see and do, but it's all good, I'm fine, had the time of my life, 'cause I did it all with you. Ooh. Thank you.
Lovely.
Yeah, thanks.
Really nice. I like the line
Yeah.
about Vegas and rolling my life away.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice symbolism. That's good. It's this thing about places, though. I've asked other people this as well. In fact, I asked Joel. Joel lives in Nashville and is from California originally. And I was asking him how he feels about people in Britain singing about American places, because it's it's quite clear from the brief conversations we've had is that you've travelled a lot. You know, you've travelled a lot in the States, and it's it is. But there's also that thing is that I think it's quite difficult to conjure up the same sort of romantic ideas about British cities. You know?
Yeah.
It's I cite the example of a guy that I used to do a bit of co-writing with, and he had this song, which it was a good song, but the opening line was I got to Matlock just before the break of day, and I thought no, it doesn't work, Charlie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I've found the same. Like, so many people have said, "Oh, you sing songs about all these different places. Why don't you sing a song about Manchester or Duckenfield?" And I think, yeah, maybe one day, but I just can't do it. Yeah, it just doesn't have the same.
Well, Matt Hibbert's done it, hasn't he? Matt Hibbert's got.
He's rain in Manchester.
Rain always raining in Manchester.
Yeah, and that's great. Yeah, but I think whenever I try to write a song about Manchester, it's always about rain, and I think it's been done before. Yeah. I can't. Maybe I'll probably get it one day, but I just can't get it.
And rain is a very. I mean, I know I've got a song called "It Never Rains on My Party," and there are dozens of songs about rain, aren't there? Mm-hmm. You know, I can't stand the rain, all those sort of things, and it's and it's kind of it's a little bit sort of it's a little bit filmic, you know, like in Blade Runner, one of my favourite films. In the opening sequence of that, you see Harrison Ford, and he's got his collar turned up against the rain, and it's miserable, and you know he's a troubled man, you know, straight off. Yeah. And I think it's the same with rain in songs. Mm-hmm. It's a good symbol.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's always going to be, if you're going to talk about rain, it's not going to be positive, is it?
No, I can't think of. Raindrops keep falling on my head, I suppose.
Yeah. I guess when you think about the lyrics, though, I
can't think if it's a happy song or not. I know that line.
I can't think what the actual lyrics.
No, me. We would have thought between the two of us we should be able to do that.
Nothing's bothering me. It says at the end, does it?
Yeah, nothing's bothering me.
So I guess that is good.
Yeah,
I guess he's maybe saying, raindrops are falling on my head, but you can't dampen my spirit. Maybe, which is that's quite a good way to put it. Yeah.
But there's lots of rain songs, but it is tricky. I mean, it's I'm trying to get something to rhyme with Duckenfield. It's not going to be easy.
Duckenfield, no, it's just not the most romantic kind of musical.
But is that because we know it?
Yeah, I think. I just don't think. I think if I was to write a song about Duckenfield, it would be a comedy. It would be a comedy song.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody told me years ago that we were talking about this, and there's the old sort of the standard from the 30s about Chattanooga Choo Choo, and I was playing in a hotel in somewhere in Wales, and there was somebody there who was actually from Chattanooga.
Oh wow.
And I said, "What's it like?" He said, "It's like Crewe." Because it's apparently where all the sort of the rail network meets.
Yeah, I actually think I did go through there or maybe on a train or something. Yeah. I'm sure we stopped at Chattanooga because I was there singing in my head Chattanooga. But it just seemed there didn't seem much going on really there.
Well, exactly. That's what this guy said. He was quite honest about it. He said, "Well, no, it's just like we're all the rail network," which makes sense in terms of even the song.
Yeah.
But no, I can't see me writing a romantic song about Swansea. I have to say, I don't think that's going to happen in the near future.
No.
So, do you want to sing us another one?
I will do. Yeah. This is I'm running on the theme of travelling. Maybe it's because I'm longing to go on holiday.
Oh gosh, me too.
Yeah. But it is well, it's about another place in America, but one that I've not actually been to, a state that I've not been to, and it's called New Mexico, the song, and it's because the inspiration for this song was I'd seen some photos of. Have you ever been to New Mexico?
No.
No, I'd seen some photos of. It was like hills and hills of snow. You know, we've seen like pure white snow on these hills, and I was like, that's New Mexico? I thought.
It surprised me after.
Yeah, because I thought New Mexico, you know, was boiling.
Sombreros and sunshine.
Yeah. So I was confused, but then I looked into it and realised it's actually a place in New Mexico called the White Sands National Monument.
All right.
It is sand, but it's so white that it looks like snow.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, it's like it's amazing. Yeah, so it's all, you know, these hills and like kind of sand dunes and stuff. But yeah, they're really white. So because I looked at these, so I'd been showing these photos, and I thought. But I'm
it's
not.
going to be cold there.
yeah, and I was just so confused because I thought I was thinking New Mexico was warm, but yeah, it is. But it looks like snow. So that kind of inspired this song, as well as other things that were going on at the time. So I'll sing this one. This will be on the new EP, and it's one that, like we said before, Johnny Booth is playing the pedal steel on.
Right.
So imagine it with a bit of lovely pedal steel.
Excellent.
Let's go for it. I like your photographs of snow, those old time ruins and white sand dunes down in old New Mexico. Tell me, was it cold when your heart wouldn't warm him home? I like your words that heaven sent. Though you think I'm blind, through the lines and guides I can see just what you meant. No, it didn't take long for your heart to write the poem. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Stars alight, the darkness of the skies. Close your eyes, close your eyes. The wilderness is always on your side. I like the tattoo on your arm, though you think I'm sly between you and I. You should know I meant no harm. Ink on skin, oh, the snake is me again. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Stars alight, the darkness of the skies. Close your eyes, close your eyes. The wilderness is always on your. I didn't want him like you do. Boredom strikes and on a lonely night, regrets I made too soon. This is salt for the wounds, but it was me who thought of you. I couldn't see it through. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Stars alight, the dark blues of the skies. Close your eyes, close your eyes. The wilderness is always on your side. I like your photographs of snow, those old town ruins and white sand dunes down in old New Mexico. I thought you should know. There we go.
Excellent, excellent. That's really nice.
Thanks.
But it's that I like the way, because I think the thing is you describe something, but you then kind of relate it to feelings and sensations rather than just describing the object.
Yeah, that's what I like about writing songs, because you could easily just have an object and just describe it and that's that. But then that's what I love about songs. There can be so many layers to it, and that's what I like about being a songwriter as well. You can write songs and you know the true meaning, but someone else interprets a different way. I think that's really nice when you can have a song and people say, "Oh, that makes me think of this," or that makes me feel this way, and I think, well, that's not what I was thinking when I wrote it, but it's really nice to see people take it
you can see
way.
where they're coming from as well.
And it puts a new light on it when you wrote that and you didn't even realise that it could insinuate that. So it's good.
I think one of the nicest, but it's kind of a weird thing to say, really. One of the nicest things that happened to me was when last year I did a couple of festivals over the summer, and we were down in just on the Welsh borders doing a festival, and that was really great. And it was in a church. One of the stages was actually in a church, and it was great. It was full, and the acoustics were lovely. And afterwards, two women came over. Me and Leslie were stood there, and they bought a couple of CDs, and they both said, "It just made me cry." And I'm thinking, is that good? Yes. She said, it's like I could identify with what you were singing about. Yeah. And I wanted to ask him, well, which one was it that you were really identifying with? Yeah. But it was such a lovely experience. And I think that's part of the fun of it, really.
I think so, yeah. When someone can really connect with your song, and it means something to them, when you think, how does it mean something to you when it's, especially when it's a song, that is quite, personal, and that you've written from experience, and so you think, you can't understand what happened there, but they can. It's great. I think it's great that you can, I guess that's what's great about songs. Yeah, you can sing someone else's lyrics and think that they're singing about you, or that you're singing about something. I think it's great, yeah.
I've had one occasion, I don't know if you've ever had this, where somebody came up to me and said, well, in fact, it's one of the guys I play regularly with, and one of my songs has got a couplet in which is, "Haven't travelled all around the world, but I've made it from A to maybe G." And he said, I really like that line. And I went, "Oh, thanks." He said, "Yeah, it's I like the idea of, like, because it's musical notes, isn't it? It's from A to G, and then it starts again."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, no, it wasn't, but I think it will be from now on."
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, when things like that happen? Yeah, I love having a conversation with someone and they say, "Oh, it made me think of this," and then you're thinking, "Oh, it does, yeah, actually, you can take it that way."
Yeah.
And
you've written it with a completely opposite meaning.
Yeah. So yes, and like you said about the lady saying, "Oh, it made her cry." There's some songs that I've got that I think are happy songs for me, because my songs aren't particularly jolly, but I think, "Oh, that's quite a happy one," and someone's like, "Oh, that's sad, isn't it?" And I think, no, it's not sad.
Well, I think it's. I mean, again, it's a question I've asked everybody. I find it very difficult, and most people seem to find it difficult to write happy songs.
Yeah.
Sadness is much more. We feel more at home singing misery.
Yeah. I just think in happiness, it's like, it's just, that's it, it's happy. You're happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just, I feel like sadness is, there's just more to it, isn't there, I guess?
Yeah, we can't all be Pharrell Williams, can we?
Yeah, oh no.
No, it's
I
an
do find it
interesting.
difficult.
Yeah, but it's a strange one really, because you would have thought that being happy is something to celebrate.
Yeah.
But clearly we're more content in misery.
Yeah, I don't know why, but because I do try, and I think, right, you've got to write a happy song, but they always, it starts there and it just goes down.
Plummet.
Yeah.
Who do you like as songwriters?
Joni Mitchell is my songwriting idol.
The bed's too big, the frying pan's too wide.
Oh,
It's one of my favourite.
Yeah, I love that. And there's like in that song I just did New Mexico, because there's a bit where I say talk about tattoos and ink on skin, and I think that's kind of, I don't know, I listened to that back one time. I was like, have I stolen that from Joni Mitchell? Because I think in is it in Blue?
Yeah.
I think she says about ink, and she's talking about a tattoo, but and I just there's just some songs I just listen to. It's just, I love songs when it's like poetry, but in song form and like imagery. So yeah, Joni Mitchell. People like Courtney Marie Andrews. I like her stuff.
No, I don't know
I saw her a couple of years ago on Jules Holland. She was on his show, and she's an American. I think she's from Arizona. Kind of Americana stuff, but you should check her out. I really like her her songwriting. Gretchen Peters and Patty Griffin.
Yeah.
People like, I like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Just realised there's something I want to. Do you know somebody called Peter Simpson?
Yeah, he's my number one fan.
Is he? All right. Well, he's just he sent a message. And it says, "Hi, Clojo and Rojo."
Clojo and Rojo. That's good. I like it. Oh, hello, Peter.
I suspect. Well, I didn't know the name, so I suspected you might know him.
Yeah.
There's somebody else from somebody called Chrissy McGregor.
Yeah, Chrissy watches my live streams as well. Yeah.
She says beautiful voice. There you go.
Oh, lovely.
I have to agree with her on that. Great. Well, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Yeah.
What would you like to sing to finish off with?
Well, seeing as it is the 1st of September, so we've got autumn is on its way. I have a song that I only play at this time of the year, so I thought I'd bring it out now.
Excellent.
And it is, I must have first done this song a good few years ago. Yes, because I was looking today at when I did the music video, which was like, we just put together a little music video, and that was in 2015, so at least 5 years old, this one. But I always like to, I think it's nice to have a song that you can just bring out every autumn.
12 months.
Yeah, rather
brilliant.
than just, playing the same songs. I quite like having this one, because it's like, oh no, I'm not going to play that until it's autumn time.
Well, Peter's just commented, "Yeah, conkers."
Oh yeah, I think that's his favourite one, so that's good timing. But a lot of people do like it. Yeah, it's because it's called Conkers, the song. I don't know if I said.
Right. Yeah, wasn't sure what he was saying really.
Oh no,
it just says, "Yeah, conkers."
No, it's called Conkers. It's about I don't know. Do you know Bruntwood Park? I guess. That's
Yeah. Well, we live quite close to Bruntwood.
Yeah.
I walk through Bruntwood every morning.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Well, when we were younger, me and some of the neighbours and my family, we'd go to Bruntwood Park, and we'd go collect conkers there, because there seem to be so many conker trees.
Yeah.
So and sadly the neighbour, it was kind of, we went with our dads, and one of the neighbours he passed away. So when he passed away a few years ago, I was just thinking, remembering like these memories of going to Bruntwood Park, and there was like the bike tracks, and I remember the planes would be really low down, and the planes would go over, and we'd go and come home with bags and bags of conkers.
Yeah.
So
no, it's lovely, Brunt. I mean, we live literally like 5 minutes walk from there. So that's
Yeah.
my morning route, is to go up round that
lovely.
way.
Yeah. Or
And watch
I
the-
really used to love going there. Yeah.
Watching
Good
the
park.
Canada geese growing as well.
Yeah. Oh,
Because there's hundreds and hundreds of them in that area. And they're amazing because they grow from like something about that big
yeah.
into a sodding
Huge.
great bird in no
Yeah.
time at all.
Oh, wow.
They're unbelievable.
I guess,
Unbelievable
you get to
things.
watch them grow up.
Yeah, it's just like every day you come back, bloody hell, where did
Yeah.
that come from? It's like,
Aw.
they're beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's lovely, Brentwood.
So so they'll play this song, and this is Conkers having its autumn 2020 debut.
Yeah, it's the right day for it, definitely.
Yeah, but the trouble with this song, because I only play it one season.
One season
every
a year.
Sometimes when I do play it, I forget the words. But I think I should be okay.
Excellent.
Maybe I just need the autumn. I need it to be autumn to remember the words.
To remember them. Okay.
Here once again, where you can touch the clouds as the planes floating. Here where we grew under concord trees and skies the color blue. My memory is as clear as day, and what a day it would be, riding our bikes down the old dirt tracks. We go up so high, don't know how we get back. Oh, that little girl I knew was braver than me. And those autumn months, it would get so cold, but with a little sun, we'd see our gold through the trees and the green. We'd see them in the leaves. So we'd throw in the air anything that we could, sticks and stones, logs of wood, till they'd shower down our treasure, spiky and green. And we'd crush them down till we found the core, shiny chestnut, nothing more. But we'd take them home, and how proud of them we'd be. Here once again, where you can touch the clouds as the planes floating. Here where we grew under concord trees and skies the color blue. It's that time of year again today, and as I walked along the road my way, I heard the sound of wrestling right above me. And as I looked up, it came tumbling down and cracked to reveal a pearl of brown. And it took me back to a place I used to be. And I was there once again, where I could touch the clouds as the planes floating. Here where we grew under concord trees and skies the color blue. Under concord trees and skies the color blue. Thank you.
Lovely. That was beautiful. That's
Thanks.
beautiful. And I think Peter will be
Yeah,
happy
I think
as well.
so, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
That's been absolutely great. Thanks,
thanks for
Chloe.
having me.
Thanks for yeah, well, hopefully we'll do it
Yeah,
again
I'd
in the
love to,
future.
yeah.
And hopefully we'll meet together in the real world at some
Yeah,
point as well.
hopefully.
And best of luck with the album.
Thank you.
Keep us
yeah.
posted on that.
I will
Okay.
do. Thank you very
Thanks.
much. Bye.
Pleasure. Oh, great. What a nice lady. Great singer, great voice. Absolutely lovely voice. And thanks for Peter joining in there in the conversation. Well done, mate. So that's it for this week. What have we got coming up for you in the forthcoming weeks? Hang on, I've got a list here. Next week is Andy Adams. I wonder if he's got any travel songs, because he always seems to be travelling places. Then Harry Stafford, then Emily Fremgen from New York, Chris Taverner at the end of September. And then during October, we've got George Borofsky, Rachel Kober, who's a blues player that met out in Mississippi a couple of years ago, who will be great, and Linda Jennings. And then into November with Alina Lee's coming in as well. So yeah, lots of things to hopefully entertain you. And thanks for listening. Thanks for dropping in to see us, and see you again next week. Bye for now. Stay safe. Bye.